check audio levels, James, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Your final act before you are free.
Finally, I can die.
Yeah.
Never mind, there's an ad for
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and be awake for what I assume will be Assault on the Giant Dome, but we'll see if I last that long.
I'll go ahead and tell you, because I did tell James. The cameos are appearing, but they are not speaking this time. That's next time.
Yeah.
Just so we're aware.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That's
I
what
just
I
wanna
figured.
like see it, you know.
I'm also getting Taco Bell. God fucking damn it.
Do you not like it?
Not right at this second.
I want Taco Bell now.
I'm sorry, James. You can probably get it tomorrow for being such a good boy.
Iris,
Yeah.
there's a problem.
Yeah.
You see, to audio test, people need to speak.
You're right.
Shit!
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fair
Oh,
enough.
right, yeah, okay.
Speak.
Let's all talk at
everyone,
the same.
speak.
Let's all talk at the same time, so that it's just as useless.
Let's all talk.
Alright.
at
Let's
the
all talk
same
about how
time.
cute James is.
James is a really cool and awesome and amazing friend.
They do good art.
yeah.
He's my sweetie pie.
Shut. Hi there, guys. I'm Kakapo, and I'm speaking right now into my microphone. How do I sound?
Tell us how we sound.
Yeah, tell us how we sound.
way.
I'm sorry about that. I could not do it.
Yeah.
You speak into the camera for upwards of an hour before the stream realizes that you have not been saying any volume at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have been sorry. Yes.
I was just gonna. It just crossed my mind now that I didn't think to ask when it happens. And it's something we can save for epilogue time, but or just like tomorrow or something. But we elicit 63 prof in case she got anything.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Alright, audio balance wise, at least the people who are gonna be needed, aka Scarlet, Kakapo, Iris. Don't know about Soleil, but they sound alright. Kakapo might need a little smidgy more volume. Just a smidge.
Alright, we'll do.
More volume for me?
Yeah, you get a little bit more volume, Creedon.
Yay! Yeah.
Don't make me regret this.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey. How's the music
No
sound? Is that
problem.
good compared to everybody?
What?
Was the music good as well?
The music was good. It was at a pretty good level for once comparatively, because usually with people it's like either by default really really loud or really really quiet to the point you don't even notice it's there. But it was at a good level.
Yeah. There are two unknown factors left in all of this, and I'm sincerely interested to see which ones are going to be involved, and if it's either or both, how.
Don't you
I
worry.
at this point
I'm not gonna say who.
Unknowns, practically.
I'll send you the two I'll send you what I sent Iris, the two people that we have yet to see participate, even though we know they're still around. So here's the one. And here's the other.
Hey Iris, now that the volume is settled, can you send me a Pog Dolphin, please?
Oh, God. Can I... Well, actually, Soleil... I think Soleil is the one who'd more readily have it. I'm not sure where it is.
Message her.
Soleil shouldn't be
Everyone should DM her right now asking for
No.
Pog Dolphin's icon.
No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
No.
No, they shouldn't.
Oh, why not?
Hello.
Hey Soleil, can we get Pog Dolphin icon real quick when you have a chance?
Pog Dolphin.
Hell yeah!
Thank you.
I
Thank
got
you
you,
so
bestie.
much. I am crafting the worst thing you'll ever see in your life. Fun fact.
A summary of how each fight ended.
It's voiceless.
Yeah.
That would be funny and high quality. Other
Oh.
words, no, never. I would never do such a thing.
Oh, okay. What's
Oh my
Pog Dolphin's
God,
epithet?
Oh, that. If nothing else, that looks CGI. It fucks me up.
Literally, when Soleil was like, hey guys, do you think this is a little too much? Penny and I were like, I don't see the problem. Put him in.
You know.
We will see if I have the energy to craft how the other fights ended. Primarily because they would actually be cool in comparison to what I've crafted. And they would be a modicum of effort. And I mean, compare that to this masterpiece, like, what even do you do?
Private Pog.
That was me and you, James.
You should have also changed the mission
The
as a
mission
man
is
to
a
a mission as a dolphin. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have. I
putting
literally,
it
I was
in
tunnel
chat.
visioned on all the fucking dolphins. I didn't notice the word man in there before I posted it.
Well, the mission is to kill a man, you know?
You know, I feel like
Mhm.
Pog Dolphin crit redirection the damage to win the fucking combat against the Kraken, right? I think that's like the same kind of level as like Emmerich critting and classing up for preventing Valora's soul from entering her body.
A classic moment.
Or Chad classing up from tackling a child to the ground. I love that one too.
Or there's another really funny class up. But let me look at the class tracker while we're still in break, cause
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
after
ano-
another minute, we
there's
can
another
get
really
going.
funny
But
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
needed
there's
a bit to stretch my legs, get a drink, so.
Oh yeah, there's in 150, there's Melograno becoming class 3 after getting the numbers from the
Yeah.
Devil May Cry, the Devil May
Yeah.
Criers, and as well as Trisigo getting the class up by guessing it from guessing an epithet he already knew, but no one told him he knew it, so he got the prop.
Yeah.
You know, actually, guys, I don't know what to say. I'm looking at the numbers here. Looks like on Union's character sheet, he only has 2 charges at the end of that combat. I guess he must not have performed very well.
Yeah.
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 He didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Fuck him.
actually, like, no joke. Like, other than, of course, Leon Neon's, like, dumb thing that happened, that's gotta be one of the highest, like, single instances of damage in DBA history.
Probably.
It's
up
so
there.
dumb.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
much
we
damage
can-
it did, like, roughly, because I knew, like, oh yeah, the calculation from the raw numbers, but then there was the plasma cannon and the fucking all of the other shit going on. It was
It
just
did
like,
enough.
it did
Oh, it was
enough.
enough. And it was
It's
at the
surely one-
perfect moment.
It's surely one of the
Yeah.
highest damage numbers we've seen in DBA. Yeah, now we can put it next to Venispire and on a 2x2.
God.
I'm just
I-
shocked
I-
that Kraken lived the Menace Spire.
Because he had the DR, and
Yeah.
like my brain was like, okay, so I could, right, like have Axel run around and take all the tentacles first, right? and then he'd get the finishing move. And I'm like, but that's not cool, because Zachary's obligated to have the finishing move. So let me just butter him up a little bit, you know?
And that was really good.
Voya Angie that Miskatonic escaped.
Everyone who purports to have high damage numbers, it's the image of like Mr. Incredible, the Hulk, and a bunch of other characters trying to lift up the cross, where Axel's going like heavy, right?
Listen, just be small, idiot.
Just be
Like,
a
can't-
normal size.
You can't compare to Union with Arc of building red stat or Axel if big.
Yeah, cause like, yeah. Cause like, legitimately, the reason why Union was able to get so high is because normally the balancing factor is, oh yeah, in order for him to get like new ticks in like a single combat, he has to start hitting his allies and stuff, which is like, that's no good. So he normally won't do it until the combat resets. But because there were so many mooks in this session, he could just bypass that.
You know,
There were so many.
you know
He
that
just did
saying.
it all.
You know that saying, big if true? Like, Axel is true if big.
Listen, listen. Anybody is free to prorate the damage when like your big guy gets hit. I just think it's funny when that doesn't happen.
It's just really
Yeah.
funny.
Listen, it's almost like I made the Kraken's passive knowing that he is that large, you know? Like,
You know, yeah.
I did prorate it on
Yeah.
Alpha Kairos at least a little.
Yeah. He big.
But he also wasn't as
Yeah.
big, so you know, wasn't as big a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I could say my theory now, that we're done, because initially while we were planning on the 3 unknowns, my initial theory was that, like, Nidhogg was gonna get up to the sub, eat it, go down, and, like, travel throughout the ocean, and then arrive in the underwater base and be the Kraken, which is why I was surprised when there was
Yeah.
just a Kraken there, you know?
bro, he's just there.
He's
Hey
just there,
guys,
you know, it's...
look what I
Hey
found.
guys!
Jesus.
Yeah, are we
I don't
good
know.
to go? Or...
I think
10
so.
minutes of searching, was it? Yes, I'm
Yeah.
good to go. I'm good to go.
Okay, I think so. Yeah. All right.
Filling me with confidence, woman.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little. I've been brained. So I think I can get through, but it's just.
I believe.
Okay. So
We got this.
yeah, no, we do. I just
Thank you
I'm just-
again, everybody, for being here up until this point.
you know.
Let's finish this thing.
And so, yeah, let's finish this
go.
thing. And before we properly get to Venus and Graves, there are a couple of things that we need to quickly check on. Right?
Are there?
I see.
Yep.
Just a couple. Where the hell is this goddamn? Right, it's at the bottom. As while simultaneously everybody was going out, taking out the apexes and the Kraken, and prepping to take out the triangle points. Let me make sure that this is set up. Meanwhile, there was another group who, having been released from Bubbletopia prison, had started making their way closer to the, I guess, underground center of the base, where Platinum and Cheshire were able to effectively scope out the fact that it would most likely be the spot in which the dimensional lock overtaking the entire base was. And after enough running, they would find themselves confronted with this sort of a sight. Let's go here. Kind of deal, you know?
There you are, you son of a bitch.
As they run in here, they're met with a remaining few soldiers and a mech suit piloted by a particular Colonel Sullivan. All right, Colonel. We already
Mayor.
have some of the basic details going on. At this point, I'm not going to sit around asking you why the hell you're doing what you're doing. He cracks his neck. But you know what we're doing here, right?
Of course. I'm also under no illusions that myself and my troops here are going to be able to stop you. However, that's just the nature of this grand operation. She, holds an arm forward as if to command her troops. We only need to slow them down, men. Go.
And as they dash forward, Sigma sort of looks back to the others within the group, gives a nod, and as fun as it could be to sit here and watch how this fight unfolds, what's important is that we know what's going on here. And as the group nods to each other, charging forth, guns blazing, fists flying, and everything else, this confrontation for the dimensional lock begins. And meanwhile, elsewhere, as this goes through, let me make sure that everything is set up here properly. Yeah. We go to yet another familiar place, or I guess rather a familiar place, because the last wasn't all too familiar. Back in good old Blackberry Tunnel Junction, where we sit on this empty room for a bit. The song from Melagrano's phone playing through Alexa's Epithet, connected to the PA system, sort of ringing hollow while there's no one in here. At least there's no one in here initially, until pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Running feet from the north get louder and louder, and there's a couple of people who are here.
I think Nidhogg will take care of them. You definitely won't get shredded to pieces like people do when they come across my buzzsaws.
I've never...
Mallory, I will drag you by the foot if I have to.
I was taking a 14-second break.
Well, I mean, I could also just pick you up.
That. No, I'm not weak. I'm nothing. I am... No, that's the negative thoughts talking. I am going to keep this internship, no matter fucking what.
Believe in you.
Thanks. She looks to Zahn for a moment in adoration. No, surely not. Appreciation.
You've got this, kid.
Noted.
Perhaps you can even join the Dock Crabs.
No.
Dang.
So, what's the plan now?
As she says that, suddenly from the southern entrance to this room, another set of footsteps can be heard. Okay. Oh, thank God there's some of you guys. Hey, hi!
Vera!
Oh, a moment. I can just sort of...
It is she!
A sec to breathe. Oh.
The operation is in shambles.
You're telling me?
It's almost as bad as my buzzsaws! He starts crying, looking at the destroyed remains of his weapon.
That doesn't matter. The holy day was upon us, and now it's fucking gone!
Yes, looks like we'll have to regroup and replan.
Oh.
But perhaps the Apexes will just take care of them.
I mean, I hope so, but like... I don't know, like... We had so many guys, and they just got through them.
Yes, we had so many guys, but now they've all been sent to the GY.
Now they've all been eaten by the apex of Big Snake Nidfucker! That's fine. That's fine. We're alive. We're doing just fine. We're doing just peachy.
As soon as she
Poor
said
people.
that we're doing
Yes.
just fine and just peachy, all of a sudden, no footsteps this time, but suddenly from the left, a portal opens, and over here, just comes waltzing out with long strides in her step. Oh, hi guys. Oh, I'm really happy I found all of you.
I am going to kill you, probably.
I thought that, we were all having our fun little time here. Plus, the grand, unholy day of perpetual darkness. Well, even before things, it seems like things were going a little bit haywire. She sort of turns down, looking to the floor for a moment, but quickly looks back over to the group here.
Oh, we gotta recuperate our losses.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be fine. We're favored by God and all, so she waves her hand. So, how about this? I have an idea. Why don't all of us go to somewhere safer? She, snaps, producing another portal right here. Observe from a
That
safe
sounds
distance.
pretty
It's
good.
not be in the belly of the beast sort of deal.
Yeah. I'd also like to go see my dark crabs. I did accidentally leave them at home.
I remember you saying this, yes.
A little awkward.
Fine. Whatever. Cult Running 101 is going fucking awful.
Well, you're actually in Cult Running Away 101.
Yeah, I get it. Vera, sort of looks off to the side. Well, I'm sure we'll figure out how to make all of these seeming calamities work out for us just fine. We just need a moment is all,
Yeah, thriving in chaos and all that. It's not like we lost fucking half of our fucking cult in one fell fucking wrong gone mission. Surely the other triangle
I am
points are doing good. Sure.
I'm personally looking forward to seeing the triangle door open in the sky from the outside.
That sounds great.
Since Ground Zero seems a little bit, dare I say, dangerous for us and our kind, and that is to say, Simulacrum as a whole.
Let us abscond then. She again claps, the portal shimmers a bit. As she'll step through, sort of gesture a hand to guide everyone else through, and presumably everyone at varying speed would enter behind her.
Taking this computer.
One person
Carries it with him. It might have military secrets.
It might.
Zon, we've talked about this. Whatever.
Talked about it. You're a kleptomaniac.
And
I just can't help but steal.
I know. You've stolen so much of my time away from me already.
as
I'm great.
as that scene comes to a close, it is now, finally now, where we return. Where we last left this group off. The fight against Colonel Isaiah Dragunov had seemingly come near its end. A battle that brought both involved parties to their very end. Their very wits' end, even. And, having been knocked aside by Graves' response to one of his previous attacks, Dragonov stands, or rather, partially kneels, heavy breaths, heavy breathing. As the moment stood still, and then, much like I mentioned at the end of the last session that we did, suddenly, it's as if the feeling suddenly shifts. The air, the pressure. This strange, omnipresent force you all have been feeling generally throughout the fort, but especially up here, seems to dim as, allow me to just go real quick, and you can see as the ethereal yellow energy streams signifying the connections between the triangle points suddenly vanish. Dragonov clearly notices this. No. Impossible. That quickly? He puts a hand to his chin and glares, turns his gaze over to Graves. How's Graves feeling?
Graves, while he is looking at the lines, real quickly, because as described in the last episode, at the very end, his sword clattered to the ground, him having let go of it in the last crash. And Graves, while he's observing all this, picks it up, carries both in his hands, him still heavy breathing, and as he turns back to meet Graves in the eyes, he is met with both the silver paintbrush and the gilded needle staring him down. Looks like it's over. Are we going to end things here? Or are we going to need to have a curtain call?
He stays silent for a moment. No. It shan't be ending here. I don't know what's happening. But if you think that that is enough to dissuade me from what I've set out to do, then you're dead wrong. And as he finishes saying that, suddenly, there's yet another shift. As we find ourselves somewhere familiar again, briefly. As Leela and everyone here just finished destabilizing the triangle point, the calm filling the room, suddenly, in less than the blink of an eye, the return. As zooming in, fast as you've ever seen,
No.
comes Darren the Shadow Williams.
Fucking course.
And who's this guy?
Before you can react, he zooms here, bursts, wind burst. We shift.
No, you sick fuck!
He goes, dashes, blitzes through Altus's bindings, dashes this way. We shift. Over by Kanaho and Mr. Spider. Kanaho, you sense it, you feel it, you see it. The red, the color, the same one you saw before, the ethereal Darren the Shadow Williams. Dashes, top speed, at the triangle point before dashing down this way, bursts of air every corner, and he only speeds up. As suddenly, Darren the Shadow Williams, and Darren the Shadow Williams alone, acts as the connecting point for each of the points himself. Present at all three, at nearly, not even nearly, effectively the same time. As this occurs, him dashing from one to the other, to the other, to the other, at faster than light speeds, we shift back over here. The light returns, and not only returns, it's stronger than before, bolstered by Darren the Shadow Williams. Dragunov not wasting another moment as his face is overtaken by a bout of lightning, looks surprised, but then determined. He raises a hand in the air, and as he does, allow me to post something. As here's a fun little thing. Call to the unending darkness. With an instant reaction to the sudden resurgence of the Akashic ritual, Dragunov enacts Plan B, offering his essence as an anchoring point for the dark energy. At least for now, this allows Dragunov to maintain the ritual triangle by fueling it with his own soul. Meanwhile, Darren, as this passes from him to Dragunov, manages to, before anyone can stop him, make his quick retreat. This places immense stress upon Dragunov's mind, body, and spirit, as the Shadow Realm corrupts his being. However, if there's anyone equipped to bear such pain, it's Colonel Isaiah Dragunov. In fact, strangely and conversely, with a clench of his fist, he harnesses this power for himself, not taken over, but empowered by Shadow. Against the odds, he is renewed with energy, restoring his stamina, and now able to utilize the darkness. Again, before Graves can go in for a stab, some sort of something to finish this off, he extends a hand forward. As he does, Venus, you feel yourself coming to a level of consciousness. Enough that, in the same way that Dragunov is empowered by this ritual, its sheer magnitude seems to be rubbing off on you and Graves. Both of you can heal for 15.
The soldier was doing as little as covert medical assistance as it could provide, pointing a gun at Dragunov the entire time, still doing as such as Venus stirs.
And as she stirs, at the same time, the dome that has been perpetually surrounding Fort Bifrost explodes upward, turning into an open pillar where the sky is visible. And all around this light from the triangle points, the ritual extends upward into the sky, a gleaming yellow light that pierces the clouds all the way back home in Daybreak Bay. Those of the DBA members who, either responding to the call from Harmony Clydes or otherwise getting involved in this, can see, standing outside their precious DBA building, simultaneously as this pillar of light and dark raises into the sky, a matching yellow pillar emanates off of the DBA building, showering across and illuminating all who stand here. We cut back. Again, as Venus stirs and the soldier does, before Graves can react, Dragunov extends his hand and snaps. As I'm gonna post this in chunks. The constant screaming of wind gets louder, louder, louder. And then suddenly, as if breaching the clouds in the turbulent skies, all is quiet. Time seems to almost freeze as all units on the battlefield feel snaking wind currents wrap around across their limbs and through any open holes in them, their clothes, their weapons, or anything else on their person. This completely immobilizes them, stringing them up with their bodies pulled taut in each direction. In this quiet moment, all is still. Dragunov, a flowing rhythm in his arms, raises the gilded needle into the air and closes his eyes. One soft swing of his arm to the side, and the whining yet beautiful chime of the wind sings to all that can hear. Another swing, another chime, another. Each swing continues the song as a coat of wind slowly swirls more and more around Dragunov's body. And then, with a final resonating chime that dulls into complete quiet, Dragunov opens his eyes once more. Silence hangs. From this performance, Dragunov enters a unique, cacophonous state via Woodwind Dancer. However, that's not all. A soft clinking comes from the gilded needle when Dragunov then reels the blade back, starting out barely noticeable. The incessant screaming of the wind starts to break back into reality. The gilded needle vibrates, fully taking in the storm raging around it as a gigantic wind construct copy of itself is overlaid atop it. Right as the noise level would return to its expected levels of cacophony, Dragunov swings the blade, producing an incomprehensibly large wind blast that hits all units Dragunov can see in a direction of his choice, starting from his current position, bringing devastation in its wake. This blast deals an amount of damage, not that you would be able to tell, as Dragunov's aim is suddenly knocked a little bit off kilter. He aims up above the lot of you guys. The blast, the wind gust, this incredible projectile zooms to the edge of this pillar that has overtaken Fort Bifrost in the Akashic yellow light. The moment hangs. You both are released from your wind shackles. You're fucking kidding me.
This is pretty stupid, yeah. I'm almost sorry.
I don't know what that is. He points at the monkey.
It's a monkey, Graves.
I guess I can tell that much, but turns to Dragunov.
Anyway.
The time for talk is over. I'm going to finish this now. You and your monkey too! He swings the sword, the gust of wind blowing monkey over to the side here, as I'm gonna have to ask you guys. Let's roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, Venus again?
It's 2 ones this time, you know? Like...
This one's important too. What's up, Venus?
Despite her comment on the monkey, she nonetheless, she is at her wit's end, at least in regards to her health. She's not looking very good. But it's difficult to tell if Venus is doing truly bad ever because of her armor. And proving this, she just reels back a fist, jet engine exploding out of it, and she tries to seem as though she's going for one punch. But it takes a moment as she just forces more will into her, forces more power, more determination, as it goes in a beat that exponentially increases. One perhaps a Dragonov would recognize as it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and she keeps going. She does not stop until Dragonov gets a decisive blow to knock her off balance. And perhaps that comes quickly.
That comes quickly as Venus, you go to slam a rocket-powered fist into him. However, he catches it within his own hand, not his standard or sword hand. The hand now coated in a viscous, shadowy substance, the end of which forming a massive dark claw. And he clenches down on the fist, even through your armor, dealing 1 damage from that pressure.
The soldier, wasting no time, shoots at Colonel Dragonov.
He's going to air dash. Oh, we can escalate.
Oh, okay. Let's escalate then.
As he dashes through this soldier, immediately destroying him.
Damn it. She just forces, again, the energy that she put into the punch momentarily leaves her. She goes limp for a second. Angrily, nearly, she extends a hand out to both tornadoes and is going to use viral weapons to fire a rocket at each of them.
Gotcha.
However,
unfortunately, Venus, as empowered as you are, your will shaking, and you feeling this throughout the ritual, you're still slightly staggered, your vision still slightly dizzy, and it's hard to get the focus in this moment, having just gotten back up.
A piece of knowledge that she didn't know Voya would echo. Actions speak louder than words. She grits her teeth. I pass.
Graves?
Alright. So I want to ask, GM, Soleil, my friend.
Yeah, what's up?
Does he still have all that scarred on him?
I haven't removed it, have I?
No, you haven't. I need to confirm.
Yeah.
Let's open this up with a bang. As Graves, almost kind of feeling it, as tense as it is, just kind of looks at Dragonov, and strangely enough, begins to grin, feeling his hand where the gilded needle was ripped out of, but staring down it, seeing it's the very same wrist where he placed his, feng shui detector, increasing his chances of success. And looks back at him. Well, Isaiah, it's as I've said. Welcome to the curtain call. I don't know how you've tapped into this energy. There's a lot going on here. The Akashic energy is still something I fully haven't grasped. But you bleed all the same. And as a roll clear, and also as a funny little thing to help increase the stats, I'm gonna go with a dogmatic strike.
Alright.
To just leap on him.
That's it. Unfortunately, Graves, that's your roll clear. You go for the strike, but the gust of wind, which I realize I should have rolled at the top of the round. My bad. There's 4 turns now as well. It's on Dragonos.
I see.
But, point being, the constant windstorm, now accelerated by the swirling energy and the globulates of shadow that permanently etched, hanged in the air, knocks you off balance.
Originally, he was going for a lunge. But as he sort of, saw everything going on, his stance changes to something Dragunov has not yet seen this combat. Rather than just lunging forward, he goes into almost a runner stance. And his arm forward, he once again dashes forward, leaping on him. I'm going to use Blood Begets Blood. My big ones for combat.
Let's see it.
Paintbrush? No. Come on.
Oh, Graves. What's the
Okay,
number here?
so let's do them. Okay, so I'll flavor this first before telling you exactly what's going on. In an instant, Graves dashes on him, gripping to his neck. All the damage that has been dealt to Dragunov, and all the damage that's been dealt done to Graves too, has just seemingly culminated all in this very moment. As the equation for this ability, at base, well, first off, before this even goes off, they gain Scar stacks equal to Graves' Vengeance stacks if Vengeance will apply to this target. This is the only guy here. Yes, it would. You can prorate it a bit, if you want, but I recorded 5 on me.
Okay.
So, at base, he would be at 18. Yep.
Okay.
So, let me double check the math for. Oh boy. Okay. So, 4 plus 2 times 18, plus 5, that is exactly 45. Doubled.
So 90, yeah?
90 damage. As Graves just rips and tears into him.
For no reason at all, I'm going to have Dragunov attempt air dash.
Really?
And believe it or not, this won't be negating the entire hit.
Oh, no way.
I just need to determine precisely how much I want to keep. I want this to do. Because I'm down for a big attack. This is a big attack.
You put it up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Let's say, how do I feel about this? Where does this leave? I'm gonna leave it at around this, where Graves, you can tell that there was a little bit of fall off, a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you fucking absolutely just tear into him.
Man.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. No, finish your thing first. It doesn't matter what distance he's at for this.
As he staggers back, clutching his throat as it was grabbed. Yeah.
And as a final effect, if this... So, for whatever reason, if this ability dealt at least 15 damage, I think I got a little over that. Graves may then summon any one of his Garden of Viscera constructs, or create something new based off of the equivalent power, based on the damage target. So, do I summon one of my guys, or do I make a new Dragonov-based summon?
Or do you make the throat?
I will also quickly say, you lose Vengeance and he loses Scarred. That's all gone now.
Yep.
Yep,
I would hope it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not be fucking stupid here.
Let's not be stupid. I think I know what to do. To befit, someone with the name Dragonov, and also just to do something climactic and thematic of the moment. Graves is going to, using the currents of the wind, to make sure they can at least, like, float a bit. Graves is going to summon, like... I must ask first, does this take stamina cost? Or is it just free? Iris?
Sorry, for the Viscera summon?
For the Viscera summon, do I have to pay for it?
No, it just comes out.
Cool, okay. Yeah, it comes out. Now, Scarlet, I'm thinking, okay, I got two options. One, either a cool new summon based off of like a floating like Eastern dragon that'll just like zip around and like be a massive mode of transport and like do that shit. Or we can bring back the Spinal Express. Which
I like the Eastern Dragon idea. It's dragon.
Let's do it.
And I get it.
Yeah. Those are just the two ideas.
Cacto, I'm scared for when you draw that one. Continue.
Yeah. Because out of Graves' back, seemingly contorting and twisting, and with its almost skeletal structure, appears a slithering snake-like dragon looming above him. Let's finish this. And, does this guy get to act?
I will say, in this case, yes. But considering the amount of damage you just dealt, we'll see how that goes, you know?
Yeah, I'll make this more of a fun thing for the upcoming turn.
Yeah, that works.
You can tell how much damage you like. As the dragon, which I'll give it a name. No, I just thought of the perfect pun. Long intestine.
Alright.
Yeah, as the long slithers around, it instantly swoops behind Dragonov and bats him to the side, slamming him right into here and in range for a particular next turn.
You're gonna need to give me a roll for that.
But this is more of a setup for our good pal who saved our lives. There we go.
Yep. As you slam, grabbing onto Dragonov, and drop him here. Which of course means that it's Monkey's turn, who sort of gets up a little bit, scratches his head. What's going on around here? Looks back and forth, sees. Kind of deal, right? Then he steals himself. He's gonna go for the monkey punch.
Soleil, I didn't know we were breaking out the fine china.
I know, right? Let me get him. The monkey fist misses. That's Monkey's turn. As we get to our good pal Dragonov, and I realized that I wasn't doing this before. We're gonna start having this go now. Sonic Bubble's gonna increase, right?
Yep.
So I believe Sonic Bubble is 1d2.
Roll your 2
That's-
on it.
You know, this.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll your 2.
1. Similarly, Venus, you still got that big hole in you, so, you know.
She does.
1. Okay. What does little old me want to do here? Well, first off, I think I should probably post the cacophony stance, because that's maybe a little important. The symphony, in its controlled chaos, sweeps all who hear it into its swirling emotion. While in this stance, the roll bonus Dragunov gains from Perfect Storm is increased by 1. He gains start step and end step 1 on all actions, and gains +1 damage. Effectively a little middle ground between all of them. But additionally, he gains 1 stock use of each of his other crescendo finishers, able to use them while ignoring their usual conditions. So that's pretty neat.
Okay.
With that being said, I think this checks out. So he's gonna go for Howling Cutter, right? Which I'll post again. However, it's a little different this time in that it has a little bit of extra added as he holds the sword to his side, prepping to go for the slashes. The same, you know, as the wind swirls around the blade, tendrils of shadow also coalesce along with it, and travel along with the cutter projectile. So I'm gonna give him a roll. Yep, that's a good old-fashioned 10. So let me go ahead, grab our good old friend, the projectile. And this will be traveling in this line, hitting the both of you.
Venus can take it. She has armor class. Unless you would like to put an asterisk on that.
Is Graves doing anything?
Sorry, I was organizing some things. How much damage does this do?
It's 12. It's Howling Cutter, which now is
Howling Cutter,
imbued
right,
with
right.
dark tendrils that are, you know, streaming through it.
If I can help it, I'm gonna do what I always do. Indiana Jones swift punishment with a silver paintbrush. And we're getting out of here. Oh my goodness, crap!
There it is again. You're out of there.
There it is.
Yeah.
So
Holy shit.
feel free to move. However, on your end, Venus, right? Your armor class does exist, but allow me to post something he has now that he is going to use in tandem with his usual, you know, wind bending of elemental bending Umbra Kinesis. Upon utilizing the awesome capabilities bestowed upon and now attached to him, Dragunov has the power to create and bend shadows to a limited extent as bonus action on his turn, and add to other actions he performs. Shadows created with this talent have the potential to be imbued with minor lifesteal, although this typically makes their other effects less potent. Dragunov can use this separately from or in tandem with his aerokinetic bending. And so, he is going to use, with Perfect Storm, the hole in your chest, right? Try to drag and pull you in closer to the cutter, right? To negate the, you know, nullify as much of the benefit of your armor class. Yeah. And all the while, as that current tears through that hole, bits and globs of shadow tear along the like, inside rim of the hole to try and grant him a little bit of lifesteal. So, here comes roll for Aerokinesis. And then, no dark. He's still figuring that one out. However, I will say that this will be dealing. Well, no, your armor class. I feel like I would have had to roll at least above your armor class to get that to work. So in that case, it won't work.
All right.
However, as we all know with Howling Cutter, first off, let me go ahead and produce these little purpley lines over the area that it did travel across right before it stopped. You know, it does have that good old little Rekka. So here comes number 2. This one's also at you, Venus.
Well, bad news, Kakapo. You're the one with mobility. Venus, Venus has one thing she can do right now. Well, a little bit more than one, but...
As you manage to incorporate the attack into yourself, I'll say, yeah, you pay the cost, and otherwise, you manage to suck this cutter in.
Well.
And, yep. Regardless, he'll then go and aim towards Graves for the final shot. So, one more cutter. Yeah, you used your anytime. So it's 12 damage. I shouldn't have destroyed or deleted this asset. So it's 12 damage. You know, you split how you do. And across this line here, I'm just gonna go ahead and mark some shadow trail.
Ooh. Yeah, real quick, just before I figure out how to divide this, how much life steal did I get from the one attack?
Does that give lifesteal? Oh, yeah, right, because of your other thing. It's 2 to 3, it crits, so 3.
3. Cool.
Yep. So you gain that 3 from the lifesteal, but then you're taking 12, so.
Yeah. I think with that...
Or I guess actually it'd be 13, because the +1 damage from Cacophonous.
Yeah. I think with that, as this massive gust of wind like comes forth, here. The armor bracing, surrounding Graves and trying to shield as much of the blow as possible, is blown to chunks.
As
my summon is gone. Yeah.
He then next is going to use his proper bonus action to try and throw a Shadow Spirit Monkey to lifesteal off of him and deal some damage in the process, you know?
No.
Monkey swiftly dodges, doing a monkey backflip as he lands over here. Yeah. As he then turns his gaze over to Graves. And he is going to dash up to you, Graves, and then going to try and perform, as a swift action, new basic weapon. Let's see. No. He goes for a swipe with his claw, covered in this, again, semi-solid, corrupted, shadowy essence, but you manage to quickly take a step back, avoiding that attack. Which means that, you know what? He'll spend a free action. He's going to make another tornado with at attention if he can help it. Yep,
Stop!
And specifically, with this version of Add Attention, I could post the whole ability, and, you know, I will, just so you can read it if you really don't trust me. But an added thing while he's in this stance, right? Or I guess this phase, is that he can have the tornado take the form of one of the generic Shadow Realm Leader creatures instead, you know? So we're gonna get Wind Construct Hobgoblin. That will arrive here. And with that, Bird is gonna go and try and peck at Venus. I'm gonna say that'll be 4 damage.
That's the sound it makes.
Yep. That fucking bird you hate. This Venusian soldier construct, tornado, moves over to Graves and is going to attack him. With a rifle butt that will similarly be going for, we'll say the 3 damage, because this one has the added benefit of some ranged attacks.
Only have one anytime.
Yep. And I think that because of the fact that I can go about it ignoring its usual conditions. But the idea would be normally that he at least has to succeed something to try it. The usual conditions is supposed to be that he doesn't need to go from one to the other to the other. But in this case, no. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say he's not able to use one of the crescendo finishers right now. And that was his movement, bonus, main, swift, free, everything except anytime usages. So let me actually make sure I roll this. Alright, cool. For the recharge, I also realized that I did not have the Howling Gust of Wind. So what I'm going to have it do is have it activate now in a sort of way that he'll try and bend it with the perfect storm, right? To effectively have it go partially through the hole in Venus, right? And, you know, partially damage her, then snake around and skew her into Graves for an extra hit. So, I'll try that. I'll say Venus. Well, Venus, you're not going to take anything because that's below your armor class. But Graves, you're going to take a good old 4 from that.
You want to take a what?
4. Damage.
4 damaggio. And how much damage did I take from the little wind guy?
That was 3, so 7 overall with both of them.
3. Oh no, I'm not looking too good anymore.
That's so true.
Oh, you're looking fucking peachy compared to Venus.
Hey, Venus.
Speak of the devil. So, alright. I mentioned that as Dragonov's turn is ending, I want to do something.
Yep, and
Venus' turn is starting.
Yeah. No, you go as well, actually, because of that. You do this, and then I have another thing that I just realized, so.
Alright, we got 2 d20, both rolls for Venusian soldiers.
Nope.
Venus. Okay, say your thing, and then I want to explain this.
Well, if it's the start of your turn, then, you know, our good pal is going to expand. And we're going to do 1.
Okay. And roll for the wind, yes?
No, because that... Oh, yeah.
Right, thank you for reminding me of my own mechanics. I'm so clumsy.
You're
Oh, it's this turn. We're going to have it go north.
Fucking this turn! Okay. Venus, upon the end of Dragonov's turn, takes a precious few moments to attempt to send out Venusian soldiers, though they are sliced up by the wind before they can so much as land, getting swept away before they have the chance to truly, properly manifest. Venus, feeling so many emotions, boils it all down to a simple comment. I made special care to spare your soldiers, Colonel. I'm shocked that you haven't given me the same privilege.
I haven't killed you, have I?
She just idly looks to the colossal messes of scrap metal. Kill the general? I guess the soldiers scattered, don't they? She extends a hand out. Gun locker, rocket launcher, the tornado next to her.
And with that, you do a nice chunk to him.
Oh, yeah!
She takes a moment. It's not... She takes a moment.
Yeah, no, I set a stamina number when I first made him, and he has not been attacked yet.
Hey, Venusian soldiers! Oh, looks at the cumulative 5. Oh, wait a second. The storm is, going against Venus, were she to walk down, correct?
Yes.
Well, Venus is tough to move.
That is true.
She marches forward. It's difficult to tell what parts of this are strenuous because of the wind, because of her current health, etc. But she takes in a deep breath. And just fires an old favorite.
He's going to try to air dash. And this will at least somewhat reduce the damage. But he's taking it.
War crimes aren't very interesting when you're the one getting hit by them, are they? I believe that is all that he has for now.
I should move him with the air dash over to over here.
Damn it.
As
I was
Graves.
gonna get him.
Well, now you gotta
Damn
move
it, I was
first.
gonna. Now I gotta move first, but you know, the someone's right there, so I could have gotten them too, you know?
Yeah.
You know what? We have a summon on the field. It doesn't have an icon yet. I have an image I downloaded if someone wants to upload that for this, or we can use the Google. whatever you're
I'll just grab a
feeling.
Googlet for now. But
Yeah, but it is a funny dragon. Anyways, what does standing in this space do again?
it doesn't seem to do anything initially. Let me read the effect, right? Where it's from Howling Cutter. The tendrils left from the cutters do nothing on their own, but any shadow-powered element / attack effects that pass through them are variably empowered.
Gotcha. Well, I don't want to be in that. First off, just to deal with this, he would be right here, because that's where he backed to Dragon Isle Western. No, I'm mad. And I know I mentioned long intestine. That's a very funny pun, but like, we're serious now. I'll call this one the guttural pan long.
Well, you got control of them, so you do what you want.
Yeah, first off, it's just gonna slither down here and use its massive tail to crush him and throw reins in its mouth.
Alright. Let's see. Since it's going for a cleaving attack, I'll say it can deal this much to the both of them in this case.
Alright.
Done and done.
And that's
Ready?
it. Hopefully, we can keep him occupied. How much stamina does it have?
The summon, let's say
Yeah.
15 for now. That seemed fine.
Yeah.
Can it be more?
Oh, maybe.
Can it just... come on. Yeah, I'm just trying to... Yep, and let me just... There we go. And the Graves is again going to... This is rough because I have very little stamina. Well... Yeah, Graves is going...
Oh, see ya.
Yeah, he's going. I'm just trying to divide the stamina on my turn properly. Because I could do the dogmatic strike and then... Yeah. You know what? Venus?
Hi.
Let's figure out how to heal ourselves. Then I can probably get a good attack on it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do a very basic combo to just keep up the pressure. Sound good?
That's a nice dream. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Maybe something in your gun locker, but we'll find it. We'll find the solution. We got this. We're at the home stretch.
We are, yes.
Otherwise, as my roll clear, and also potentially to reapplied A scars so I can get my engine back up. 4 stamina, dogmatic strike.
Okay.
Cost increment 2. Paintbrush, no.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep. Deals 8 damage and knocks them backwards. I'm gonna say it'll be 2 lifesteal.
I don't have that anymore.
Oh, right, you're right. Yeah, okay. So, yep.
Yeah, wish I had that, but, you know, it's blown off. Deals 8 damage. I imagine it applies to Scarred.
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm
so
getting
I'm
it.
down to... So I'm down to... 2. But never fear. And Graves is just going to follow it up with a silver paintbrush hit. Nice, clean, and simple.
He's going to try and dodge this one with his other air dash. Which in this case, I'm going to say that he'll still take a little bit. Not enough for Scarred, though, in this case.
Not enough for Scarred doesn't necessarily matter, because what I really wanted to do with this turn was to be as conservative as possible with my stamina, and while doing the most as possible, I got a hit of him there after he was Scarred, and I got a hit of him initially with Blood Begets Blood. So, in total, that's 2 hits. To sum for my blood calculator, it's gonna roll its anytime to heal me by 2.
Alright, that's it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, heal by 2.
We're hanging by a thread, but we're hanging.
As another turn passes, the sonic bubble grows, and it's time for our good pal Monkey. What's he
I
gonna
wanted
do?
to give Monkey a gun, but I couldn't.
It's fine. He is a little bit scared of what's going on right now. This guy seems kind of scary. What he's gonna do is he is going to plump himself down on this pillar, this little barrier, right, and hold his action to help if something comes by, right? But for Dragonov, let's see. If he was to move here, I just wanna. Yeah, I think what he's gonna try and do is he's going to run up here to you, Graves. And
Yeah.
let's see if he can use this. Yep. As he uses Dark Root Lancer. He jabs the Gilded Needle into the ground with an angered yell, spewing a black stream of shadowy liquid into the air from where he stabbed. Coinciding with the stab, a series of gnarled spikes pierce skyward in a 1x6 line starting from Dragonov's current position. These deal 8 to 10 damage to hit units, leave a hole in hit units' bodies in the same way that Barrel Skewer does. Hit units are knocked prone. If one of the created spikes makes contact with a different shadow construct, then after its initial pierce, it then explodes for an additional 3 to 5 damage in a 3x3 area centered on the spike.
Okay, so... it's hitting me on 1x6 line from this position. Okay. Yeah, no. If I do not dodge this, I am down. So I may as well dodge this and live another day. Or at the very least, draw more aggro, so at least Venus can start cooking.
Yep.
Here we go. Swift punishment. Paintbrush. Let's get out of here. Okay.
I'll let you. You're gonna be on 1, but you can escape knockout. And feel free to move.
Sounds peachy. Is here good? Or
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, sure. And from the line, there's like a whole bunch of spikes that go through here. So let me just count this out again. Right. It's kind of weird with the diagonals, but this would make contact. It's like, oh. Yeah, no, I think diagonals kind of futzed with me here, but there is a universe where the line that I draw is able to do it, and that was sort of the intention. So Venus, while you're not hit by the initial spike, right, you are hit, at least potentially, unless you do something, by the 3 to 5 damage explosion.
How much damage will that be dealing, if I may inquire?
He rolled a 16, so I'm gonna say 5.
Is it physical damage in part?
It's shadow explosion damage.
Okay. Alright, Venus. There's there's ever a time to roll well. She is an instrument. She can only play so many chords, but she can play them well.
Come on, let's do this.
I'll give you, including your cost, right? I'm gonna say take 3. As you manage to incorporate it. I won't go down! As he dashes to Graves in this case. And yet again, with his swift action, is going to attempt to go ahead and use Bestial Claw as he swipes towards you. Minorly effective. And this is what Bestial Claw does. He bares his newfound claws, gritting his teeth as he goes for a vicious flurry of slashes. Shadow / slashing, hybrid damage, 1 lifesteal, Rekka 2. If more than 1 slash of Bestial Claw hits in 1 turn, all other basic attacks performed this turn deal half damage. So, you don't have any other anytimes, right?
No.
Unfortunately, in this case, this would be enough to deal 2 damage to you.
As Graves feels himself in his sort of blood high, battle high more likely, considering everything. Just sort of feels himself fade, just for a bit. He kind of just looks at Dragunov once again and just says, I don't think this will just keep. And he goes down. Really down.
Turns to Venus. And let me see what I
Colonel.
have.
She was just saying that as a sign of respect.
Because I use my Swift and my main action. So I think the main option I have left would be... He also moved too. So... Yeah, no, I think his primary option he has left, right, is to go ahead and try and command a summon with a bonus action to try and go in for an attack. And so, he's going to pay the 1 and attempt. 8. Which means... As this goes in for the attack, it clinks off your armor class this time.
Okay. Got it.
I think, meanwhile, what the other summons would be doing would be trying to handle Graves, realistically, because he wants to allocate his forces and make sure they're not forgetting. So, we're going to roll 1-2. That's going to be 1 hit for 4 damage on the summon, but that's it. And I think that's all I've got in the tank right now. And so, Venus, it's your turn. You're not starting in the Sonic Bubble, so you aren't taking the damage, but it does expand to here.
Venus. The camera crawls across the armor, blood leaking from every small hole and graze. Her face pristine by contrast. Her mind focuses and asks, how do I win this? Dragunov shows no signs of stopping, but it hits her. It takes a moment to hit her, but it hits her. She's an eternal energy source. Her abilities cost less. Venusian soldiers to put bodies on the field, as an old friend of mine would say.
Yep, I'm also going to roll the Wind Gust, but you go ahead and make your summons. It's going to be on Monkey's turn.
Alright. The soldiers spread out, and Venus holds up a hand, a fist to the sky, blood dripping from her hand down her bracers. She looks to the wind, the walls of wind surrounding this entire arena. Describe them to me, if I may.
It is effectively, it's a constant windstorm. Like, you can think of it as like sort of like a smaller, in some ways, version of like a tornado, right? It's not as immediately destructive, but when Dragunov commands it, it then becomes that. Like, ambiently, it is just massive gusts of wind to the point where they're visible. And, by the way, as of right now, also, throughout them, you can see streams of shadow-like tendrils and gooey-like substance.
Okay. Venus takes a moment, focuses on that shadowy energy, as though to say, if you want another option, I am here. And then it dawns on her. No, I'll show it that there's someone a bit more interesting. Venus activates every jet on her armor, and with a burst of speed, with all of the wind that she has gathered, with all of the wind you will allow me to use, she goes upward and then practically dive bombs. Not at Dragunov, but out of the storm.
Uh-huh.
In her mind, the best way to currently win is to take a few precious moments to recuperate. Graves, very, very sadly in her mind, currently be damned. So, I will show you twofold. Number one, main action. The highest number on a d20 that I can manage. If you want me to roll adapt and improvise, if that would make more sense to you, very well. And the second one will be Gunwalker. Just as a boost to her jets.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be back in a moment. But for now, hopefully... Venus.
You got some other stuff, right? And you see, Venus,
some other stuff.
Here's the thing, right? And there's no other way to say it other than here's how I'm flavoring the 20, right?
Okay.
Because, and I want you to believe me here when I say this, that this perfectly lined up better than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, I believe you.
As Venus, you go about this, feeling energized via the ritual. However, not enough. You need this moment to recuperate, a moment to step back, and harnessing your rocket punch, send yourself flying, careening through the storm, piercing it. And it's not an impossible veil. It's mainly just a rough storm, which for anyone, you, Venus, you can handle this, being jostled around a little bit. And there's no way to say it other than the effect of your critical success is frankly absolute divine luck and timing. As you go and blitz forward, intending just to take a breather. You look down in this moment towards the ladder that you and Graves climbed up on, right? And see a familiar face.
It's been a bit.
Like I told you, If I could be up here, I would be. And I can't be now. Once everything was in motion, everyone was handling everything at the communications room. The doctor and I managed to get some things just in case, and it looks like you need it.
Yeah, apologies. He's a war hero for a reason.
This is gonna hurt like hell in the moment, but you're gonna get a lot of adrenaline, alright?
There, for anyone else, would be a moment of hesitation. There is no hesitation in Venus's eyes. She extends a hand out, partially to act as a yes.
Delta, in this case, I'm going to add her turn here by you, Venus, just because of the circumstance, is going to jab at what is effectively like an adrenaline canister here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this will be enough to get you through the rest of this. You're gonna be tired as hell once you get home tonight, but...
That's later, this is now.
Venus, with this, it's enough to shoot you back up. You seeing your commander's face here. In the same way that Dragonov was empowered by his will and his ambitions coming true. In the chaotic, wacky world that we all do here in DBA. This kind of thing and these kind of people that you need. The trite, perhaps, power of anime friendship. That, in tandem with this boost, this booster shot, you can heal for 50% of your stamina.
Alright. 55 stamina? I'll accept that.
I have another one for Graves. Is he nearby?
Give it to me. I can get it to him before Dragonov can blink.
She nods and hands it to her. And I want to state for the record, right? For anyone that may be thinking otherwise, this is not an ass pull.
You instinctually guessed that down to the turn that it was
the
going
exact
to happen.
turn.
I'm a miracle worker. What can I say? Can Venus perhaps get a little bit of adrenaline, get her main action back, or is that it?
I'll let you get a minor thing, but
Okay.
frankly, you know, I think you've had plenty of luck for today.
Oh yes, yes I have. All right.
By the way, on that with that crit, you're not, I'm not sure. Would that be your epithet?
I would count it as such. I have a plan for that one proficiency. I'll treasure it greatly. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, Venus. Now with this, you said she gets a minor action. Well, there's something she can do very instinctually.
Yeah.
You all know what I'm gonna do. It's just a matter of me getting to my sheet. She takes the adrenaline shot. And twofold. Number one, lodges it into her armor so that Dragonov cannot, for the life of him, get this. Secondarily, I passed my turn. It's been an honor.
As Delta, it gets to her, she takes a step up, looks to Dragonov. Citadel. You two? How many more are going to come up? For now, it should be just me. You know, Dragonov, I've had plenty of assumptions regarding what I heard with this entire situation. And of course, as a commander, I needed to act on all of the information I had present. But there was a part of me that wanted to hold out hope. and wait till I saw you here. And seeing the current state you're in, I'm confident when I say that I shall be relieving you, dishonorably discharging you from your service in the United States military. As she extends an arm outward, holding Dark Cloud, and she begins walking forward up to him.
Venus gives a militaristic salute.
And she is simply going to hold her actions. One for attacking if Dragunov gets near, and the other for, would you look at that, the reroll. As Graves is currently a little unconscious at the moment, but your summon's here.
Oui, oui.
Okay,
I was muted.
Akupo is also a little unconscious right now.
So true.
Yeah, sorry. The guttural panlong, if you let me. How much movement does it have, by the way?
It's based off of Dragunov, but it's also a big guy summon. I'm gonna say we can nerf this
Like big
later,
because
but
it's
for
like a
now I'm
snake.
gonna say 6. All right.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, not far enough. Cause see. I know what to do. I know what to do.
Oh, thank God.
And this could be a cool moment to help us recuperate just a bit. The guttural panlong, if you will allow me, is going to huck 2 distinct shots from its mouth at Dragunov's back, each dealing a minor amount of damage.
All right. Let's see it.
Will you let me do 2 in 1 turn?
We'll see. Give me a roll, sure. Or I guess 2 rolls since it's 2.
Alright, I'll take it. 2 distinct shots as if they're fireballs, but made of like a sludge from its maw.
He's going to try to air dash.
I'm gonna unwrite Graves.
As, let's say, this summon's strong, but this is quite the far range, and one of them's a crit, but he did well, so I'm gonna even out the total damage he takes down to around, let's say, I feel comfortable with this, as he dashes over here.
Alright, I need to ask.
Yes.
This is the most important part of this whole thing. Did Dragunov get hit twice?
I'd say so. The 20 hit pretty squarely, even through his dash. The 11 very minorly, but technically he would be hit, yes.
Yep.
Alright. Because he's scarred, that's 2 charges on the blood calculator.
Okay.
And it's my turn, so it refreshes. It's gonna roll. Let's go.
Unfortunately, this time
Delta?
it's not gonna work. Delta does. I do not think Delta is aware of the blood calculator doing this.
No, because she came up the ladder, right?
She came up the ladder, but I don't think she has a way of
absol-
knowing that it's doing it right now.
Okay, yeah, but she would have seen it.
She knows, but like in this exact moment, she has no way of knowing that it all the way down there is going for this. So
Yeah, that.
I don't think she
Gotcha.
could go for it.
Understandable.
It was a really good try,
It
though,
still
and you
has
at
the
least
2
have that.
charges.
Yeah.
Yep.
I at least have that. Yeah. And hey, they can help me later. I just want my turn, you know? But that'll be me.
All right. As we go and pass on a monkey's turn, where the big gust of wind was going. I never specified which direction it was going to go. Which one would it have been? Also, I need to make a check for the sonic bubble. Uh-oh, it explodes. Bye. Whee! Oh, that would include the guttural panelog, wouldn't it? I believe that deals 8
How much
damage
damage?
to it.
Not looking that good, but served a greater purpose.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's done plenty. It's certainly keeping some in aggro. So I'm gonna say, with the wind blowing on this turn for Monkey, it's gonna be blowing north, which is, you know, Monkey's trying to go help Graves, but he's like, he's moving against the wind kind of deal, as he's holding against the ground. And that'll be him, as we get to Dragonov. Fine. If I have to cut you down too, then I suppose I shall. As arm to the side, he is going to go, and let's see, how exactly do I want to start this? I think what he's going to do, let me just remind myself of the exact situation here. He is going to move here, directly in front of Delta, and is going to try and go for barrel skewing, which I will, of course, post again in case you somehow do not remember. He's going to try and go for it. Delta is going to try and attack him back. Unfortunately, she doesn't roll well enough, as Dragonov manages to skewer through, piercing into Delta's, Delta's chest as well, dealing 8 damage to her, going down the line and piercing through Venus as well in a different area than, like, a different spot in her chest plate compared to where he hit before.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually 10 damage. So, unless you got something, Venus, this is 10 damage.
Oh. So, now Soleil.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean to be a broken record, but she has one thing. I will say in particular, if I can take the damage instead of Delta, if I can take the damage for Delta, I will. But with a 6, maybe I just take the damage anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can incorporate the attack, but you're still gonna take the damage this time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. As he's going to go there. Then up next, as that's his main action, he's going to swift action, right? Go for Gilded Needle as his basic weapon. Yep. Which, thankfully for you, he doesn't have his crit range anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he is also paying the additional 1 stamina to make it a line attack, and all the while, he is going to take the hole that he's just made through you and Delta, the same air current, and have it pierce through both of you at the same time, in such a way to, like, hold you up perfectly in line as he jumps into the air to skewer you guys. Okay. And so I'm gonna roll for the extra added wind shit. Yep. And then also shadow bending. He's gonna try and lifesteal.
Hey, counter argument. What if Venus fired all weapons at him instead?
What if she did that? Well, she is firing all weapons. However, he rolled pretty high, higher than Venus in this case. And so, here's what I'm gonna say, right? Your fire all weapons is gonna negate the lifesteal he was gonna gain off of this, right?
Alright, peachy.
And partially reduce the damage that you're taking here, right? As he would dash sort of behind you, gliding across his own, like, windstorm here. I'm gonna say Delta is gonna take, let's say, just be 9 damage. And you, Venus, with your firewall weapons, you are gonna only take, instead of 9, let's say a good old classic. I like 5. That feels fine to me.
Okay.
Which, that is another successful use of Gilded Needle, so his whirlwind stack goes up.
Sure does.
That's his swift action, his main action. What else we got? Well, we got bonus action. He's then just going to bonus action fire a, like, shadow glob, set of tentacles, extending his clawed arm as they warp and wrap around Venus to go stab into her from, like, the shoulder, the face, one of her legs, and try and effectively not only flip over her, but again, go for more lifesteal shit in the process. So, here's the shadow bending roll. That's pretty good. I'm gonna say that'll be dealing 5 damage to you, Venus. It is physical, like shadowy piercing, so I don't know exactly how your armor works.
She has a permanent -1 damage to all physical attacks, basically.
In which case, he is going to flip back over here as we're gonna go. Add that stamina that he just got there. And then, how about we command some summons real quick? Venusian Soldier, parentheses fake, is going to attack parentheses real right now.
Alright. You know, these boys
not great.
These boys haven't attacked yet. Do you mind if I just try to attack them right back?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. For the first time this combat, the Venusian soldiers have done something.
Fuck my life, incredible!
Then, up next, we got fucking Hobgoblin, who I think is gonna go for a Dark Orb equivalent. This one, more so being a Wind Blast with a shadowy outer coating on the Guttural Panlong. That's gonna be 6 damage, unfortunately. So, I think Guttural Panlong is gone, but, again, he drew aggro. Did a good job. This
He did his purpose.
Bird Brain. Yeah, he has enough movement to get over to this soldier. You lived 1, but what about the next one? He missed.
Yeah, alright.
So, you know, that's all good. So, I've used my bonus, my main, my swift. I've moved. So, just like last turn, I think all I've got left is I'm going to try and free action summon. We're going to pay a bit of stamina.
Sure you will,
Yeah. Yeah.
As in front of you, Venus, or rather in front of Dragonov, he is going to snap, manifesting. As the Guttural Panlong goes down, he's going to create a dragon construct of his own. And I think that's everything. I'll roll my recharge again real quick. Just making sure. Still don't have it back. You guys are getting really lucky that I don't have Gone with the Wind again. So I think I've exhausted all I've got. Venus.
You say you want the best for your country and then so crassly comment you're willing to cut down a commander if she gets in the way? Sounds just like you, Colonel. She, well, she has the jet armor right now. Do you think it would be at all possible to just use the wind and, ultra kill slide over to Graves?
You're gonna have to give me a good roll for that.
Alright. Is that a main action, or is that just like a little bonus? Or like, what are we talking here?
Depending on how much you put into it, I'll be more generous with how far you can move.
You know what? That's fair enough. I'd say would you say it's a free action to, stab the shit into the guy, into the Graves? Bonus?
Yeah, it's a free action to stab into him, right? And also, alternatively, Monkey looks like he's there ready to, like, football pass, pass, you know, to inject it into Graves. He's ready for it, but, you know.
Alright. We've never properly settled how much movement this has. 6 sound fine?
Nast.
This being, what exactly,
the
sir?
armor. Her jet armor.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
4, 5. Let's do 6. There's at least the primary movement action that she can do. Venus is going to try and summon some Venusian soldiers that will actually do something.
While you're doing that, by the way, just because I realized I forgot again, you know, sorry, there's a lot to go to keep track of. But first off, Venus, you had a hole in your chest. So 2 more damage. And I'm also going to roll the wind, and now it's a D5. So.
Really starting to fucking bother me, let me tell you.
Oh, it's on Monkey's turn again.
Is this 2 turns valid, do you think? Or 2 soldiers valid?
Yeah, 2 soldiers. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. She whistles and they get into, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They get into into a state, shall we say. So, I'm fine to use every single action that the Venusian soldiers have. She takes the adrenaline shot and is going to basketball fucking all the way over to the monkey. You want me to give you a roll? Or?
Give me a roll, I want to see it.
Alright. Please tell me these are the Venusian soldiers? Oh no!
Venus! Just, you gotta... I'm giving you a reroll. Get it.
What do you think, Commander?
Sorry, I fucked it up by not giving the right speech. That's my bad.
Oh, God. Alright.
Hang on, wait. No, let me recheck something. Do I have to spend the anytime on my turn if it isn't going down for blood calculator?
This is not good.
I mean, you used it on your last turn, right? So you wouldn't have it yet.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. If I did, I could have given that a +2 and made it a 7.
Venus, Delta, calls out. I can get it over to him.
So I'm on distraction duty?
Unless you'd rather be being the delivery woman, so...
She just tosses it over.
Yep.
Alright. I did everything I could without spending a main action. I want to use my fucking main action.
I understand, which is why I had Delta say that.
Yeah. I'm saying that more to Kakapo and the viewers. Anyway.
I understand.
So, alright. So, we're going to start with impromptu incorporation. Bit of a weird time to do it. Let me explain. Not only is the wind kind of whipping around as is, but I basically want to repair the holes in her chest. Okay?
Yep. Makes sense to me.
Not terrible, not great.
I'll say you can repair a hole.
Alright, she still has one, that sucks, but, maybe, just maybe, we won't get actively butchered. Alright. So, let's take up all of the Colonel's attention. I'm going to use my fist, use my jet armor, and I'm going to basically, here's my plan. Jet punch into him, God press him into the barrier across from the both of them. The ruler tool is marked weird in this now. And just try to force him in there and grapple him to fuck. Okay?
Okay. I think I understand.
Soleil, here's your d20. And you know what? Venus can't roll today.
Unfortunate.
Unless it's for saving her own life, Venus can't roll.
I'm eating her rolls.
Well, we'll see the success of that. So you can flavor what happened.
Well, what happened is that you go to tackle Dragonov. He clashes, raising his Shadow Corrupted arm to block your own. And you hold, pressing up against each other.
But Venus has something that the man does not. Jet's Ensue armor.
That's true. Dragonov does have jets in his feet, though.
Oh no. But yeah, just... oh, right. And as she's clashing, as she attempts to manage one final blow, whistle!
That's close enough to get the 2 proc. It's whistling.
I knew it.
For the record, by the way, it's specifically whistling. Yeah, Zanza sent it to me. Ballast guessed exactly whistling.
No! We both got there, though. I'm honestly amazed that you guys did that, but there you go.
We
got
the
it, though.
theme, you know?
Alright.
It's
You know
the
what?
theme.
You know what? I'll actually enlighten you as to my plan with that 120 prop that I got earlier.
Yeah.
I was thinking of putting it into the armor she's currently wearing, basically, and slash or Zeus's crown, so she can just pull it out when necessary. You know.
Okay.
So just 3 proficiency, not that much right now, but maybe at a crit or 2 more. That's coming, right, Venus? I pass.
Gets the Delta's turn. She's going to keep it nice and simple. She is going to dash over to here. Let me see, because there is a wind construct in the way she's here. She could go like 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. She can get to like here if she's going around that way. How about this way? Well, that's about even. That shouldn't make a difference. But like, let me just make sure. 1, 2.5, 3.5, 4. No, it actually is better. So, yep, alright. She's gonna go this way. She's going to hand, adrenaline canister, over to Graves. One soldier to the next, to the next, to the next, to our good pal, Monkey First Mate variety, who spins it around like he knows what he's doing, right? And with a wicked look in his eye, jabs it into you, Graves. It stings. It does not feel good, but you do heal up to 50%.
50%? Alright. Alright.
Not into his eye, just like his arm. it's Monkey has the devilish look in his eye, you know?
Yeah, sorry. The words collided in the worst way.
By the way, right, just want to put it out there. Monkey low-key MVP for eating the Wind Gust passive multiple rounds in a row.
You know,
I'm acknowledging it.
He's been doing it. I mean,
And interrupting the outclass, but like, you know.
Well, yeah, but that's like, that's different.
Yeah, interrupting the outclass, healing me, like...
Healing me?
Yeah. No, monkeys.
Regardless,
though. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Delta is, much like before, going to hold both of her actions for stuff. Just because she's not really in range to hit Dragunov right now. And reroll be useful. Graves.
I am pretty far. He kind of just, well, ironically enough, whistles, kind of maybe catching Dragunov's attention. It's as I've said. I wasn't gonna stay down. You should know this by this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's this?
That is, so you know your dragon you made? Dragon made his own dragon.
Yeah.
Dragunov made his own dragon, after he killed yours.
Yeah, I get it.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, if there were ever a time to crit,
Let me...
be this combat.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, there's certainly there was at least one crit that was at a pretty good time, I would argue.
It's the best I got. Even if I don't land on the dragon or Dragunov, the dragon being my more clear shot, but he's aiming generally for here, going to leap forward. Stuff in my way, but he can probably parkour off of them. I'll let you decide. But another bonus action, Dogmatics to strike. Same as the first. And if anything, I'm aiming for movement. So,
Alright, let's see it.
Yeah.
You got it.
There we go.
And, yep, you can aim for the dragon, which would deal 8 damage to him. He's still up, but not looking great.
And immediately afterwards, just gritting his teeth. Appreciate the assist. As he is going, let's use Swift Punishment. It'll hit both Dragonov and the dragon. Let's take them both down.
Let's see him.
Purge the unclean, I mean. That's what I meant.
Alright. Oh, well, there it is again, huh,
I
buddy?
just,
So-
you know.
So this is 16 damage, yeah? I'm also going to temporarily mute Penny.
Yep.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yep.
But
It's 16 damage as he just rapidly, as seen before, especially in the combat with Haas, rapidly just swings around this blade wildly but precisely, hitting exactly who he needs to hit, expertly weaving and dodging by Delta, the soldiers, and Venus, and hitting directly as much as possible onto Dragonov and his legion that he has nearby.
I believe he has one more usage of air dash this round, because I think he used it to dodge one of Venus's attacks. I think he has one more. And so he's going to try it. And fails. Taking 16 damage. And the dragon is certainly knocked out as well. Is that Graves?
55. Let me think.
As you,
'Cause I have,
as you're
'cause I have
thinking,
noticed.
just to describe,
Yeah.
you whip the silver paintbrush in this area, deftly maneuvering it around Venus and Delta, despite all of the wind forces from every angle trying to throw off your aim. You expertly swing it through, slice through the dragon, and then through Dragonov himself. Damn you!
Graves shakily just sort of holding his hand with another, lifts it up, and there's a flesh augment from Dragonov, because certainly with everything he's gotten, Graves probably would have been able to snag at least one more. Is that a fair assessment?
That's a fair assessment.
This is not adjacent, but just to be... Huh?
You go.
Graves just goes, and because it's a swift action, I'm not using it with silver paintbrush. She's gonna try and lob forward, forcefully, sparkling with the red lightning. Dragonov's own flesh back at him, using splice and dice, applying that much more pressure.
Let's see it.
And what I'm getting this to do is, maybe this will go around his hand. Specifically, so his expertise wielding his sword is null and void as his fingers are locked together, as the red lightning seeps into it, dealing extra damage. That is what I'm going for. Damage and immobilization for his hand. Let's see it.
Graves, refocus your aim. And she's gonna, reroll.
Graves refocusing his aim, looking back down to his the feng shui compass he's constructed for himself. Not a part of the armor, so it was able to survive, but it's in tatters. He closes an eye, steps, shuffles in the right place as Venus holds Dragonov apart, and it's almost as if a golden line connects his hand to Dragonov's. They are connected. And he aims and fires. There we go.
So, this deals 4 damage, plus 1 for each scarred. He has 1, so 5 damage. It's a swift action.
Yeah,
Yeah,
swift action.
you got it.
And my augmentation is he's gonna have a lot harder time using his golden needle because his fingies are all gunked up.
Understood.
agree, Natalie. That's my turn.
You said you had something on Monkey's turn, Scarlet?
Yes, because he is the perfect cushion, you see. Venus takes the moment for Monkey to act, and just for a little bit makes it her own, as she's going to use viral weapons to do a fucking jet burst over here.
Okay. Alright, go for it. Yeah.
There you go, Venus.
You can
Alright.
get your jet burst.
She moves over here. The soldiers line up shots. Come on, Colonel. Show us the decision-making prowess that won the war. That's it.
Monkey is gonna try moving, but again, the wind is kind of pushing back a little. It's gonna push back some of these soldiers. Monkey's trying. He has his arm up to his bandana as he's forcing himself against the wind. Here we have Colonel Dragon. Let me remind myself of something. I'm aware of Graves' debuff, however, I think I know what he's gonna want to do this turn, if I can so help it. As this is yeah. He's going to move here up to Venus. You want to see decision making? You want to see my prowess?
I've never wanted something more, Colonel.
Well, here you go. As he's going to activate Pressure Shredder.
Alright.
Dragunov swings Gilded Needle upwards, visibly whipping through the naked air as a gash of wind is left in it. This initial slash deals 15 damage as two massive hurricane-like discs of cloudy storm slip from the gouge and swirl back towards Dragunov's target. They descend and crush them, relentlessly grinding against the target, pinning them in the middle. From this point onward, the discs remain as 9x9 areas on either side of the target. Their body is pushed to its limit, crushed from every angle as drafts start leaking out from them, as if from popper gaskets. Every turn, an enemy unit remains between these discs. Every turn, I should add. They take 3 damage, have to make an additional check to avoid taking more, and their movement speed is halved, along with other movement effects being variably more difficult. It is incredibly difficult to move or dispel the discs, requiring incredible amounts of force to shift in any way. Once the target escapes the area between the discs, they finally disappear in a reverberating gust. It's recombinant. And so, as this slash goes through, I ask if you have a response you would like to take before this goes through.
I believe that she doesn't.
And I know what I'm saying with Venus here.
Oh.
You're
totally.
pushed back a couple of spaces. As you take the monstrous 15 damage slash, as suddenly, descending from either side of you, we have number 1, and we're gonna grab number 2.
Okay.
And I suppose in this case, let's do it a bit more accurately for mechanics' sake. I'm just gonna do it like this, regardless of the exact direction, because this makes it function the best mechanically. You know?
I get it.
Yep. And there you go. And as he goes, trapping you, Venus, your arms forced on either side to prevent yourself from being immediately crushed by these two hurricane-like grinders, blenders, whatever you want to call them. Dragunov then returns his focus.
Alrighty, motherfucking. He has other actions I somehow forgot.
Oh, yeah, you forgot? You know what? Actually, we're gonna have Hobby Gobby try and slash you, Venus. That'll be 4 damage, unless something's done. So,
Is he not crushed by the wind?
Let me remind myself. No, it specifies enemies.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And meanwhile, turning over to Delta and Graves. Dragonov is going to go for an air dash for the movement, which I will give him. As he starts here, and you may have gunked up his hand, Graves. But his other one, his shadow corrupted one, still is present. As he is going to go for Bestial Claw as a swift action. Which, as a reminder, is this one. This first one's targeted at you, Graves, so if there's something you want to do, go ahead. If not, and you just take it, that's fine.
He has insane action economy. I'll save this one. He gets this one.
That makes sense. You take the 4 damage, he gets 1 stamina back. He then goes to attack Delta. And she is going to use the held main action to counteract it. At least try. I'll say she manages to slash back partially, which will in some way negate some of the lifesteal he's taking. But after hitting both of you once, he is going to try and unleash one of his stocked crescendo finishers from his outclass. Which, that's a successful roll. And specifically, he's going to be using the natural crescendo finisher, which is, I understand, the first one we've seen, actually. I just haven't been using them all too much for whatever reason I know. But...
Yeah.
A deafening burst of sound emanates in a 5x5 area around Dragonov, dealing 5 sonic damage. Twirling Gilded Needle above his head, Dragonov then plunges the blade into the ground, producing a massive wind burst geyser in the same 5x5 area, dealing 10 to 20 damage, knocking all hit units up to 10 spaces into the air, and granting him an Aerokinesis follow-up. This is a low roll, so I'm going to say that it'll be a bit low anyway. And this does not have outclass priority. The outclass stocked the usages, but this is effectively a normal ability usage.
I'm just figuring out what to do.
It's all good.
Graves is going to use the wind as leverage as he hitches onto here and tries to flip himself over and protect himself back here as like a bunker.
Yep. Let's see it.
That's my best way out.
Let's see it.
And you know what? As an extra thing, because I want to live. Blood calculator is going to pop its any time to give me a +2 to this.
Alright.
There.
Yep, you got your roll.
Swift punishment. Paintbrush, yes.
As Graves,
13.
including cost, you're going to take 5 from the initial sonic burst. No, you rolled higher. You can just take the cost. Cost +1.
Okay.
I changed my mind a little bit. You're going to take 1 sonic damage.
Hey.
I do a little
As-
trolling.
Yeah.
As you bring yourself here, Delta grits her teeth and bears it, taking the 5 damage initially, followed by another 10, as she's knocked unconscious. And with his Aerokinesis follow-up, he simply is going to, in a gust of wind, send her flying back down to the ground. As she does, unconscious, this soldier is also very dead. And as mentioned, crescendo finishers have finisher. His turn is done. I also am not going to forget my recharge.
Or your wind?
I won't forget my wind. I actually have it now, so. That's going to be on this turn, and I'm going to say it'll be blowing north. And so Venus,
You broke me.
I want you to give me I want you to give me a roll.
I thought
real
long
quick.
and hard about what to do on this turn.
Yeah.
So, I should have done you the great service, Soleil, of being able to freely say you can comment whenever Venus's armor is being broken, because I do not believe that it is in one piece at this point. Cracks indeed forming along the edges, not the very center. It's still quite far from breaking, but there are still pieces, bits that need to be welded over. A fight that has given Venus the requirement of upkeeping her armor afterwards is a rarity in so many words. Iris comments, I need to roll to resist the pressure.
Yes.
I was getting to that, but here you go.
Yeah.
There's Venus's
so
own good
you're
roll
only
pressure.
going to take the 3 damage from being crushed, as well as, well, if you're removing your armor, the hole would still be going through your chest.
This is the flavor thing.
Gotcha.
We're getting to this.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
So yeah, another 2 damage just sprinkled in there.
Yep.
So Venus combined her armor with the Zeus's crown, and just the same, she can do away with it. As we've seen before when she switches to her armor set that combines the cannon, she can freely switch out of that whenever. Feeling the wind blowing northwards, Venus extends a hand to the direction the wind is blowing, and at least across her arm, it is tinted the same blue as the Zeus's crown is summoned. And she flicks it and holds on for dear life. Though, it is quickly seen that this is not enough force to get her out of this. Such high echelons of technology are not enough to counteract Isaiah Dragunov's, shall we say, capabilities. So, she weaponizes it. And I want you to know that Venus would be taking as much damage from the escape as you would deem necessary, and if she doesn't, that's more than fine. But if that is simply not enough to succeed,
Unfortunately, Delta cannot give you any roll bonuses, so in this case, that is not going to be enough to succeed. As you try to incorporate these massive shredders, it's too tough to get a grip on in that way. At least not in these conditions, you know?
Mm-hmm. She still holds out Zeus's crown and just keeps it on. I want to use impromptu incorporation as basically a way to what's the word I'm looking for here? Make Venus's armor less airable so that the constant 3 damage does not butcher her as much as it otherwise would.
Yep, makes sense.
There we go,
That
Venus.
I'm willing to give you. I'm gonna reduce that damage. I mean, you rolled really well. I'm gonna reduce that down to 1.
Okay.
1 damage per tick of it.
Venus, the light of a star, the heat of a sun, escalating, perhaps, emanating through the arena with the wind cutters. The soldiers are caught in a frenzy, one that has not been seen by them previously. Making sure the commander is in one piece is top priority, for if they do not do that, they are resigned to being naught but dolls on the floor. However, This one is the first. The sentience of these creatures is not fully clear, but nonetheless, it clicks, and it doesn't shoot until it sees the light of Dragonov's eyes.
And it fires.
Another one. Going up. Taking a moment looking at Delta. Clicking its musket.
And it fires.
The third. It takes a moment. It looks at Monkey and bestows the greatest honor that it can. It takes its arm and just tears it off, giving the musket to Monkey and guiding him so that he may learn how to use the weapon. Monkey fucks up bad.
One shot rings true, pierces into Dragonov. The second, he's looking to be on his last legs. Monkey aims the shot with the soldier, and it whips.
Okay. Now, Venus does have one other thing that comes to mind. Alright, Graves. If this fucks me over, do what you do best and crit for me. Venus
Aye,
still...
Captain.
Venus still holding onto Zeus's crown, the tip of it at least. She's going to use fire all weapons to just do more jets and hopefully get out of here. There we fucking go, Venus.
Where are you going, Venus?
Venus, in a moment, the sun that I described earlier transforms into a supernova, the wind dissipating as Venus is upon the barrier that she tore up earlier. And, of course, the wind construct shadow creature along the very tip of Zeus's crown.
Which, as it all comes to a stop, it simply puffs into smoke.
Incredible work! Exactly the person who I would know as a war hero. Exactly the person who would convince me to go against my family, Dragonov. It's difficult to tell whether that is a spiteful comment or a genuine one, as she does not reincorporate Zeus's crown fully. Still, jets across her armor, though less powerful, for the focus is now a weapon. She prepares to fight till the bitter end, just as she always has. I pass.
Graves, as it gets to your turn, Monkey looks over to you with a determined look in his eye, as if he's ready to go in for an attack with you.
Graves nods, but then asks to wait for a moment.
Monkey will
Because
wait
there's one more
patiently, but only for 25 turns.
Oh, of course. Because Graves is gonna snap his fingers. Thank you, Blood Calculator. You've been an incredible boon on our survival up here. Let's get all our friends in on this. As, those sure were 2 hits that,
That hit the big D.
the soldiers put on Dragonov. He has 1 scarred. It'll attempt to revive Delta.
Sorry, what is reviving Delta? Oh, him. This is how much?
Jim, yeah.
6?
2.
And unfortunately, she's still not up.
It's something. Oh well. I'll take this victory myself. War hero, huh? I don't really think that title is worth anything more than something for this country to be proud of. Propaganda.
In essence, you're
Wow,
right. But if that sort of title, those words bring comfort to the people that we're here to protect, that's what matters.
It brought comfort to me one day.
Actions speak louder than government mandate. Curtain call. As Graves is going to leap in. Let's do it one more time. Dogmatic strike. I don't think there's a cost increment here. Paintbrush, no.
And Monkey
Ooh.
will similarly jump in with a monkey fist in tandem. Sort of screaming a kind of, like monkey screech as he goes in.
And let me roll my 1d6.
Of course.
See if I get this back. No. That's
And
fine. Oh well.
just
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Dragonov is
Yeah.
going to try to air dash. 6. He stumbles back a bit, coughs up a bit of blood mixed with shadowy ooze. He's still standing. Barely.
I would apply another scar, I believe. Can I get a flesh augmentation?
Yep.
Which will be important. As a swift action, regardless of whether or not knocks him out, I will want to do a follow-up.
Uh-huh.
Graves is going to, as he has before, launch the splice and dice into his eyes this time. Ensuring, no matter what, this next thing will hit. Splice and dice. No. As a swift.
He, while his one eye was already covered, it wasn't blinded. With your flesh augmentation, you throw a globulate across his face, and he can't see what's right in front of him.
And Graves stands up, straighter, puts one foot forward, calculates the exact distance this needs to occur with his compass. Monkey, take one step forward. Like, he kind of does. Alright, perfect. He silently nods before simply unsheathing the silver paintbrush and lacerating it across his chest.
And with the simplest, fundamental, yet accurate and pristine attack this combat. Graves, you unsheathe the silver paintbrush, lacerating it across Dragonov's chest, as very much so a gash of blood spews out from both his chest and his mouth. His eyes go wide. He takes a step back. Another. As the look on his face only continues to lose its consciousness. One more step back. One more. The windstorm stops. And as Colonel Isaiah Dragunov is forced out, knocked unconscious, there is no more windstorm, only a standard level of breeze, perhaps you would expect from being at such a high altitude. The shining pillar of light, present that has been glaring all around you throughout this last confrontation, fades and fades until there's nothing left. The shadow in its wake also dropping to the ground like raindrops. Along with it, the pillar, what used to be the dome surrounding this arena, also slowly seems to begin fading away. But before that can even happen, the sky above you, once cloudy, the only light piercing it being that of the Akashic ritual. Before anything else, before any other levels of freedom are attained, you see a bright sky. Dragunov remains standing, frozen stock still, in this exact position.
Take a look at what you were fighting against, Colonel. Venus hoists the harpoon up to the sky. Hits the floor, the weapon that being no longer strong enough to hold it practically. Venus walks over to Delta. Starts
And
doing some medical work.
With an initial check, you can help get her back up, at least a little bit. She accepts your assistance.
Graves walks up to the stunned Colonel Dragunov and peels off the thin flesh layer around his eyes, seeing the shocked, horrified expression at a man who's... and everything he's been working towards has been scattered away just like that. Graves sort of motions towards the hilt of the silver paintbrush. Not with killing intent, but probably going to use it for some branding purposes. But then just looks Dragunov back in the eyes.
And as you do, Graves, all of a sudden, he roars back to life. As he immediately goes to reach his shadow-corrupted hand towards you, Grave, to grasp it around the scruff of your shirt here. You get a response here. What do you want to do in response to this?
Graves, thinking just for a moment that he was going to let him off easy, realizes it's life or death here. And he grits his teeth and realizes, no. In his head, at the speed of thinking in a second, no. This must be the end of the career of Colonel Isaiah Dragunov. And he drops to his feet with a technique he's realized before, and is going to do a low sweep, aiming for his tendons. So no matter what, he'll never be able to attack anyone again. Unable to use his bodily faculties.
Give me a roll, Graves.
And Swift. Do you want me to roll Silver Paintbrush or Swift Punishment? He would be
Whatever
using
you're feeling.
This is what he would be doing. So let's do it. Swift Punishment. As he mentioned all this time ago, he knows the technique. Let's execute it.
As you drop down, striking at his legs, precisely doing exactly the amount of damage you were hoping for. Maybe not quite as brutal, but you definitely do tear into his legs. He doesn't scream, more so a growl, a grunt, as despite this attack he's taken to his legs, he bursts forward with the same level of speed he's always had, knocking you, Graves, and Monkey to the side as he goes towards Delta and swipes at her with the same claw. She clashes against it with her sword, knocking the Colonel back in his place. He goes again. Delta deflects again. He goes again. Delta deflects again, this time clutching onto the arm and effectively judo flipping him behind her. Once he lands, the moment he does, his head whips towards you, Venus. He extends the shadow-corrupted hand out towards you, and scraping it against the ground in a projectile motion similar to the Howling Cutters, a blob sword beam of shadow is fired directly towards you.
She takes Zeus's crown, swaps it around so that the jets are facing Dragonov, and turns it on to completely dispel the darkness with an unabashed light. At the same time, the Venusian soldiers wizened up to his tricks. The first one will be for Venus, the next one will be for them shooting at the man.
As they both fire at him, it doesn't seem to make him flinch all too much as he goes and flings this attack at you, but it does pierce into him.
My little sister could take the Shadow Realm better than you. She hardens her expression and brandishes the spear yet again.
He dashes to you, Venus. Clawed arm extended outward. How do you respond as he goes to clutch against you?
She has prepared this. Since he was so kind earlier and met Venus's punch with his own, she will return the favor in kind. Or shall she?
He manages to slash across your face. No, by no means any permanent scars, but a noticeable black tendril left up against your cheek as he goes for another one.
Alright. Can I see his roll first?
Yeah, sure. Let's give him a roll. It's not the best.
Not the best. Venus is sent skidding across the concrete for a moment, but she does not flinch. He goes for another attack, and the precious few moments that he takes to do so are exactly the moments that Venus needs to take out a secondary she's been using. Well, Soleil, you know how I work.
As Delta, yes, calls out to you, Venus, in this moment. You jab Logan's Bastion Piercer into Dragonov's gut, pulling the trigger and sending one last shot into him as he skids back. Shadow left where his feet drag against the ground you all stand on. before this time, seemingly for real, he falls to a knee and collapses.
Venus
Graves
holds
is
out
going
the
to
bastion
just
piercer.
Graves is just going to run up, barely even thinking, despite what just happened. Check his pulse.
He's alive.
She stands up. Be on guard. That was probably the last of it, but we don't know for certain. He kind of looks to Venus and Delta.
Of course.
Tink.
As horrible as a thing he did today, as chaotic as an operation this was. Kind of eye looks at Venus. Justice can only be achieved if this man lives to see his name dragged through the mud. Discharged, dishonored.
Venus, for a moment, grapples with a sensation that she hasn't quite recounted needing to deal with. The finger on the trigger of Logan's bastion piercer. A single piercing thought going through her head. Kill this man for everything he has done. But she takes a precious moment and, shaking herself to the current moment, lets the bastion piercer fall to the floor with a horrid clang.
And with that, as this moment hangs in the air, as mentioned before, while Dragonov's windstorm is gone, there is still the light breeze of being as high up as you are. Looking out from your current vantage point across Fort Bifrost, you can basically see everything. Now, especially without all the darkness covering it all. And as you see it, as mentioned, the pillar, once dome, had started to dissipate. However, as we briefly take a look back here, Cheshire, Platinum, everyone else here, Cheshire helming the direct lead with his experience with the dimensional lock, is able to finally crack the code here, breaking the lock, and therefore the pillar, dome, and all of the restrictions you've had to deal with since the start of this adventure. As this comes to a head, nearly, well, not nearly, at around the same time, some of the remaining shadow cultists and soldiers remain here. The Shadow Realm creatures, now exposed to proper natural material plane daylight, sort of hold their arms up to shield themselves. There's a mass panic throughout everyone here. Soldiers holding up their weapons, everyone prepping for anything. And after a moment, yet another one zooms into frame. Returning here, he finally skids to something of a stop, standing, taking note of the lack of darkness. And of course, at exactly the same time, now with all barriers to entry lifted. Backup has arrived. Darren, the Shadow Williams, looks at this. God damn. Well, this ain't good. As soon as he entered, he immediately dashes out. Of course, immediately following behind him, just lagging a bit behind, is this massive thing, which all of these cultists and everything jump out of the way of as it goes, then following him. And all of the DBA members here immediately get to work, making sure to help all of their friends in the fort. And finally, for everyone involved here, it feels like it's all over. And for the most part, anyway, it is. But as you're now finally all feeling a level sense of normalcy, the pressure relief from your soldiers, a moment to breathe after all of this nonstop action you've all been through since arriving at the fort. There is something else going on. While everyone takes the time they need to rest easy and sort themselves, the kind of luxury that you haven't been afforded. Everyone going about it, sorting themselves and handling this immediate after period however they will, which we will see next time in the epilogue. We go elsewhere. Where?
I just want to check real quick. Penny, are you here?
We go elsewhere to faces you're all pretty familiar with at this point. And let me go ahead. Make sure I have this ready. Yep. Oh wait, no, this is not the right one. This is this one that we're looking for.
He has the computer.
Miskatonic Arkham, who you now all at this point now know is the closest thing to a leader that Simulacrum has, is delicately lying in her throne, one leg crossed over the other, as she idly twiddles her foot in the air.
Alright, I'm just dealing with the fucking thing. Alright. Buzzsaw Man and Zondaluga seem about the same as ever, for better or for worse.
For worse.
How's Mallory doing, Scarlet?
She has calmed down somewhat, but she is still very clearly upset. She's running the numbers in her mind, contemplating, wondering, what is she going to need to do that Miskatonic is going to pawn off work-wise on her? Is Vera going to do the same thing? This entire thing was a shit show. Was it because she was around? She hopes it wasn't because she was around. Why does she fuck everything up?
And then, of course, speaking of, there's Vera Valentine, who's nervously pacing back and forth, a hand up to her mouth. Her steps are incredibly quick, and her gaze is locked down at the floor as she moves. Before too long, however, she spins around to face Miskatonic. Is this, really everyone we got left? Nobody else got out? Oh, don't worry. Miskatonic nonchalantly waves a hand. I got my funnies, so we'll be fine.
Ah, and for you see, my children, I am funnies.
Sorry. But there's only 10 of us left, Miss McCall. But she like blubbers over herself. Miss Katonic.
Our numbers have definitely plummeted to the darkest depths. The cultist falls onto their hands and knees, sobbing. Who's this guy? Buzzsaw Man points towards the peculiar, ghostly wolf standing by a nearby pillar. Not that you can see Buzzsaw Man's fingers with the buzzsaws being on his hands and all.
Oh yeah, I was kind of worrying about that. Or rather, wondering about that. Miss Katonic adjusts herself to get a better look at the figure. Right. Okay, so Vera starts, her face shifting to a slightly more confused expression. So, while my guys and I were fighting on my Epithet stage, something happened to Thaddeus, and he, turned into a werewolf or something?
Oh, that's Thaddeus?
No. There's a noticeable silence lasting for around 5 seconds. Also, while we were fighting them, one of them went up to Thad and, like, tapped him or something, and removed that dog from him. So Thaddeus doesn't have that dog in him anymore. That dog is free.
What? No, Pharaoh, what?
Is he really a ghost? The cultist sort of moves his hand towards that dog.
To which that dog simply responds by taking a step closer to the cultist, his body phasing into theirs.
He's in me! They instantly dart backwards like a scared animal. Oh, cool. Ghost dog. A perfect candidate for the shadow grabs.
Yay! Miss Katonic waves her hands excitedly. A ghost dog fits perfectly within our delightfully devilish entourage. It's a match made in shadow. Vera's eye twitches. Yeah, but we really do have a lot of shit on our hands. We lost basically everybody, and what do we have to show for it?
Yeah, primetime showing on the Destruction Bench Agreement television program.
Okay, true. All publicity's good publicity. But, like, we also failed spectacularly? She starts flapping her arms as she continues. Like, that was a true disaster piece right there. Somehow lost more than we did back at the circus. And we didn't even get a super cool Door to Darkness out of it or anything. Hundreds of cultists gone. One of our top members arrested, probably. Weeks and weeks of planning for nothing?
That is unfortunately correct. I really was looking forward to that Door to Darkness. It would have really brightened up the place.
After a moment, Miss Katonic sits herself straight. But still is kind of looking up at the ceiling. Unfortunately, yes. The whole ritual we concocted sort of went kaput. Despite all of the long, hard nights I spent drafting that good old baby up. For a good bit there, it really looked like it was doing wonders. The fort was enveloped in that glorious Akashic glow that shot all the way up into the stratosphere. Maybe that was enough to still manage something, but alas, seems all we can do is wait. And on top of all of that dour news, we also... But before she can continue, there's suddenly a knocking at the door.
I will get it.
No, wait a second. What if it's the military or the police or like the...
Hold on. There we go. Always takes me a second to get open doors with these buzzsaws on my hand and all.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I got it. It's open.
And as the door opens, a somewhat familiar figure to some is present, waiting on the other side.
Let's go ahead and bring him in, why don't we?
Greetings, everyone. I would ask if you missed me, but I don't think we've met before.
Vera immediately reacts, an expression of shock crossing her face as she windmills her arms. Whoa. Who the hell are you? How'd you break your inner sanctum?
There weren't really any guards, dear.
Okay, you got a point there. Hey now, no need to panic just yet, Vera. Miss Stranger, how exactly did you find yourself here at our most secret of secret layers?
You should really get a VPN.
Fair enough! I bid thee welcome into our horrid abode. Who might you be?
Ah, where are my manners? She steps forward and gives a courteous bow. My apologies. My name is Cicely, and I come here not as an enemy, but a potential friend.
Cicely?
No, Cicely.
Vera jumps in, cutting off any other immediate responses. Hey, what are you doing here? You looking to hear about the wonders of the Shadow Realm and all of its divine creatures and,
Maybe she knows about what we did in the fort Bifrost.
Don't say that! We still don't know who this is!
She tilts her head a bit. Fort Bifrost? I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that whole Fort Bifrost thing is just our most recent little scheme we enacted. Wicked fun stuff, you know. Since you don't know about it, I can only assume you haven't been keeping up with, local television. Destruction Bench Agreement.
Well, if it's something related to DBA, I've been dreadfully busy lately. I haven't had time to get caught up on whatever my funny blorbos are up to this time.
Ha! Relatable! She laughs haughtily to herself.
And, as you all know and understand, I am Blorbos. Plural.
So true!
Well, now that you say that, I'm curious. If you don't mind, Miss...
Oh, Miskatonic Arkham, the unholy shadow saintess of the blackest night and dystopian dark through which the great eclipse shall flow and the golden eyes shine.
Miskatonic, would you be willing to tell me about this little scheme?
Oh, well, I do love talking about my little schemes. She taps her fingers rhythmically against the arm of her throne. Vera, please do help me with this. You're really good with the theatrics. Right! Got it. May as well. You're either gonna get the story from DBA or we can give you the fun version. And from there, the group of remaining simulacrum cultists go about describing the events of the, quote, most recent little scheme. Events that, all of you just lived through. And everything just sort of went poof. The end. What a crap show, huh? But now that we've said all that, what are you doing here? If indeed you come as a friend, then I'm afraid it's a rather dark time for us.
Very interesting. She rubs her chin for a moment, before a slow, cold smile creeps across her face. This really is quite the spectacular coincidence. She giggles to herself, before suddenly spreading her arms wide. Well, Simulacrum, the reason for my coming is a bit of a strange story in itself, but if you'll indulge me, I think our interests on that front line up rather nicely. Cicely. She pauses, flinching slightly as she looks to the halo-shaped device floating beside her. The red light in its center glows as a robotic voice speaks through it. If we are to stay on track, we must act quickly. Right. Well, Miss Arkham, and guests, I suppose explanations will have to wait. For now, if you come with us, I promise you'll get exactly what you want.
Absolutely grand. I can't wait a second longer. She hops off her throne, beginning to waltz over towards Cicely. Wait, hold on. Exactly what we want. You're not talking about... I mean, you can't be talking about For a moment, Vera looks as though she's about to issue another barrage of questions and objections, but she pauses. Something about the look in Cicely's eyes conveys the sense that, despite her mischievous demeanor, she means exactly what she says, and every word. She swallows, then folds her arms. Fine. No, yep. I'll bite. I trust your judgment, Supreme Leader. Not like, we got anything left to lose. But Sawman, Mallory, Zahn, uphold your occultic duties and maintain the secret lair while I'm gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miskatonic.
Well, you see, my children, I am here.
And Vera, come with me. I want to at least want one fiendish familiar to accompany me. Hear you loud and clear, boss. It's always when times seem brightest that a beam of shadow pierces through. I have a feeling our luck's about to turn around.
Cicely chuckles. Oh, I assure you, Miss Catonic, luck has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Vera takes her place beside Miskatonic as the group then goes to leave Simulacrum's secret lair. And for now, after all of these goddamn hours we spent here today, that's where we're gonna leave episode 197 of Destruction Bench Agreement, Operation Bifrost.
Couldn't help but give us another cliffhanger to bookend it, huh?
Well,
Oh, you sick freaks.
there is still the epilogue, but
Oh, indeed there
it's
is.
done.
It's done.
So, I'm gonna be the first to say this. Fuck you. You guys don't get a turn. This was fantastic in every way. It was incredibly well thought out. It was incredibly fun the entire time. Thank you, all three of you, so much for making this and making this as good as you did. There was such a clear, beautiful ambition in everything that I saw. There was no plot thread that went unspoken of, and I think that the greatest example of that is that dog.
Scarlet, you don't understand. When you started making those jokes at the very beginning of this session, we're just talking in the Bifrost chat, being like, yeah, knowing what's about to happen at 15 million hours later.
Voya being here would have been very funny. However,
we will have more time for wholesome congratulations on both fronts, which are appreciated, of course, in the epilogue, where we will also show off all the icons, potentially go over combat rewards, all of that. But for now, let's go to bed.
Let's go to bed,
Let's
everybody.
go to bed,
Thank you all so
everybody.
much for watching. Thank you all so much. Make sure to join the Discord. And, yeah. Until next time, for the epilogue of Operation Bifrost. Once again, thank you all for watching. See you then. And say goodbye to chat, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
night, everybody. Goodbye. Get good rest.